Coming up on the Six Flags Great Adventure Park Vlog.
It's the most amount of log flume boats I've seen on here in a very long time. Fountain gone burr! Fountain gone burr!
Now get ready. Here we go.
Mark 10. What's going on, everybody? It is Arkham. We are back at Six Flags Great Adventure. Another visit here at my home park. And we're going to get some rides in. I saw Flash testing, so we actually get to get back on Flash, which is amazing. As of right now, this week, we're getting hit with a pretty significant heat wave over here on the eastern side of the United States, where Monday and Tuesday is going to hit 100 degrees, which is ludicrous. So we'll make the most of what we can, but we'll worry about that when we get there. It's gonna be boiling these next couple days, so let's enjoy this. Say it's gonna be about 90, so should be a relatively nice day, and we should have some crowds today, which is great. Also, a quick side note, a lot of schools actually ended this week, so expect crowds to be elevated quite a bit for the next couple of days. We are in the park, and already a massive change right here. All the characters are gone. It got remulched, and these three pillars have showed up. So I actually think the Great Adventure sign is going to go right up there. That's what it looks like they're going to do. But we'll see what happens once we get closer into like July. It'll probably have that change there. At least that's what it looks like from here. That's what they're going to do. We have Sylvester and Wildy here as well, which is awesome. And here we are. Let's get a ride on Flash.
For the Flash, vertical.
Flash is running great. First two rides of the day. It is running really, really well. It is 80 degrees out right now, and it's gonna be a hot one. This thing's gonna be hauling all day. As with Toro, which we'll get to much later on once it really, really warms up, as we will with Devil. It's running great. I'm happy to see it back open. I have noticed the flooring has not come down at the same time. The left side goes down before the right, and yeah, that could be a maintenance sense of concern for the future, but it is something that could happen. So we're gonna go on Justice League next, since we're right here. I've noticed that they've been spreading the music out in the Metropolis and Movie Town area a lot more consistently, which is great. But it's already time for me to catch some shade, so these indoor rides are gonna be pretty popular today and for the rest of the week because of the weather. So let's relax for a bit. Alright, I just did 2 rides on Justice League. Did solid. It did about 200K for both games. Did worse the second time around than the first. Not sure what happened there, and I was in the same car too. So, I don't know, like, that stuff happens. Sometimes you just have a bad day, and other times it's just is what it is, so I'll make do. No light from the Metro shop, which is interesting. I wonder if they're reserving it for maybe Fright Fest, or if they have something else in mind. I'm not sure. It's very interesting that this is not open right now. Next, I figured I'd give a ride on Batman the Ride. Should be a fun one indeed to check out. I can't wait. I like this ride a lot. So I'm looking forward to getting back on it again. Very intense ride. Let's see how it's doing in this weather. Batman the Ride got 2 rides on it in the back left. Really good rides. It is a little shaky. There's some potholes in there somewhere towards the bottom of the second inversion of the second vertical loop. But other than that, it's running pretty consistently well. It is already running pretty fast as well. So kudos to the Batman team. They're also pumping the trains out very well as well. So they're definitely ready for the crowds. It looks like a couple camps are here today, which explains a lot of the crowds. There might be a school group or two, but I haven't seen yet. So we'll move on. All right, so I started to walk towards Nitro, and well, it's not open right now. From what I saw from Batman, it looks like they were putting a train on. So right now, we'll have to wait and come back to Nitro a little bit later. But in the meantime, we'll check out the wait times right now. It is obviously not even an hour in to park operation yet, so it's to be expected that this is about where it is. It says no wait for everything, which makes sense. There was a walk-on for Batman. It's going to be a walk-on for Nitro once they open that. There's a walk-on for Flash for a little bit. It's probably maybe a 10-20 minute wait now. Justice League was a walk-on. We haven't gotten to the other side of the park yet, but we'll take a look and see what that looks like momentarily. Devil, from what I saw, was also a walk-on. I'm not going to hit Devil yet. I'm going to wait until it really hits like peak, like 3, 4, 5 p.m. probably, and use a fast pass on. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. Use a flash pass on it. So that way I'm able to really ride Devil with its full potential here. So that's what we are going to wait on right now. In the meantime, I'm going to probably head to the other side of the park and see what I can catch there. I already did Skull Mountain, but I don't think I'm going to bother with Skull Mountain today. But let's check in on Barnstormer and see if there's anything new here. Yeah, from here, there really is not much change. Everything looks about the same from how it was the last time I was here. Looks like they have Joker closed today. They have a orange crane back there. But yeah, there is the ride is closed sign. It is not opening today whatsoever, which is unfortunate. It's one of those rides where you get like a good spectacle of when you walk to the park and gives you that first good impression. So yeah, that's all I got for that. I don't know when I'll be back, but should be back up and running very soon. I'm very confident. These rides are reliable if treated right, so I'm not worried about the downtime. Walking into Six Flags Universe, they have even more of the 4th of July shirts, and yes, it has Ka on it. So if you're still missing something with King to Ka on it, get out to Six Flags Universe and buy these shirts. They're great shirts. I have one of my own. They're amazing. I like these shirts a lot. So you might remember last time I mentioned that Metro shop was closed, so they had to move the Nitro Nano somewhere. So they moved them here to Six Flags Universe, which is great. And they have a lot of them too. There's a whole thing of them right here. There's one right here. So and these are all the Nanos that are here too. It's only Nitro right now. Only Nitro Nanos are here. Just sitting here at the Yum Yum Cafe. I just had a cheeseburger and fries, which were actually pretty good. And right now I'm just chilling out for a little bit. It's gonna be really hot, so I'm gonna take a lot of breaks. But again, there's actually a really nice breeze coming in, so it works really well in my favor. That the weather won't be too awful, knowing that we have this breeze, and let alone we get on rides like Toro and Medusa later on. I mean, we're gonna feel even more of a breeze, so we're gonna make our way over there momentarily, and we will see you there. Here on Dream Street, we're gonna go into Adventure World in a minute, but there's no updates now on the breaks from the last time I was here. So otherwise, everything looks about the same as it was here on Dream Street. So let's go into Adventure World and see what we have in here. It is looking really nice in here. It's all air conditioned in here, so be sure to come down in your travels and come on back into Adventure World and see what they have. A lot of shirts here look about the same, even the Ka shirts. Doesn't even look like they bought much were bought, if any, which is certainly interesting. They have quite a bit still left. So I was here maybe 5 days ago, so the 14th. So give or take, it's been a bit. And a little Easter egg about this El Toro shirt. King to Ka is right there, and so is the parachutes. Fun fact for you. I didn't point this out also, but on the outside of out of a lot of these stores here on Dream Street, it has this cold air sign on it. You can go inside, get some really nice cold air, which is awesome to see. There used to be a lot more boats on the log flume than I remember seeing. And speaking of the log flume, they actually just opened it up for today. And I guess it just goes to show how much this ride's needed for the summer and how much they use for it, because it's a lot of boats on right now. This is the most amount of log flume boats I've seen on here in a very long time. And there is constant activity. There are boats filled inside of the station right now. Even the log flume block checks. Even the log flume. Here's a much closer look at these fountains that they've added since. These spray out fountains, and you could get much closer and you can see that it's literally splashing into the water. This final drop is going to absolutely drench you when you get to it. This is cool. Figured since we're here, we'll get a lap or two on Medusa. So let's go. Medusa is running great. Oh my gosh. Back left is really what I feel like is one of the better seats on this ride. I just like the back row on these coasters quite a bit, and this ride's running really, really good. Not rough really at all. It's pulling some pretty okay G's. It's really running great. I don't have any complaints at all about this ride. It's really running good. So this is one that's going to really warm up over the next couple of days because of this heat wave that we're getting hit by right now here in Jersey. So this is a ride that deserves its respect. And I rank it pretty highly in the park. Speaking of ranking pretty highly, I think it's only fair that I make my way to El Toro now. It's nearly 1 o'clock, which is getting close to the hottest part of the day. And I definitely want to see how the bull is running today in this sort of heat. Noticing here at Medusa, they are putting in these brand new wood posts, which I presume is going to be for a brand new fence, as it has already started, which looks like it's going to eventually be repainted to this brown color. That's probably what I think is going to end up taking over that spot by Runaway Mine Train. And that's what they're going to replace it with. It would make sense to go with it thematically, but yeah. They're replacing all this wood here, which is awesome. And even down here by the lake here. And that's actually exactly what they're doing right now. So that's great. This is really good to see. So I love seeing these kind of changes like this. Maybe we could get like I can see a reality where we get a portal entry into Frontier Adventures, maybe from this side. If you're coming from El Toro and you're making your way here, there could be a portal entry here. That could be pretty cool. That they could look into something like that. Just to help people direct where they're coming from if they're going to El Toro or coming here towards Medusa, which is what a lot of people tend to do. So it could actually be a very strong help to them to try something like that. They even have this dirt right around El Toro. This looks very new. It actually looks more like this pebble and rock that you sometimes see on like playgrounds. So this is definitely a new kind of material and dirt here along the sides of the ride here. Alright, let's get on this ride. They're running 2 trains, which is always a pleasure to see. We got another one of those fun TV things on now here at El Toro. Again, the fun TV thing came from Cedar Fair. I first saw it originally at Dorney Park a couple weeks ago. It's made its way here as well. I can't emphasize enough how incredible this roller coaster is. 2 rides in blazing heat is an absolute trip. It is so good. It is fast. It is hauling. Sit in those trust me, you are going to be in for a treat. It is such a great roller coaster. It's gonna get only better from here each and every single season. It will only be smoother and smoother, knowing what they have with the retrack, the 3-year retrack. It's gonna be incredible. I cannot wait for that. Superman Island actually is starting to look very different now. So these two sections of boardwalk games here, right by the Garden State Grill and Totally Kickin' Chicken Sports Bar, they're no longer there. I believe they're gonna start using this for seating areas to put more tables and chairs, which is actually really smart because most of them are just exposed to the current weather right now. And this is incredibly smart for them to do this. Obviously, this one probably just got cleared out recently because it's still rather dirty, but they'll get that cleared out very soon. That's awesome and super exciting because I don't know how long a lot of these other games have to last, if they're even going to stay very long. So that's great. I love this change. I really do. This is here in the Main Street Market. I've never seen these patches before, but they have Medusa, Toro, and Nitro. Really nice patches. Alright, so what we're going to be doing now is we're actually going to be heading out of the park and we're going to be walking to the safari, and we're going to get a ride on the safari tram, which I haven't done in a while, so maybe it won't be too crowded over there. It's not looking too bad right now, so figured we go over and give the Safari Off-Road Adventure a ride and see if there's anything that we could possibly see from the parking lot on this 2026 coaster. If anything, we'll see. Right along the curbs here, they have these red markers going along it. Not sure if that's gonna have to do anything with the 2026 project, but it's something of note that I'm seeing here. Also, there's actually a bit of a line for Superman. I haven't seen one of those in a while, but that's probably the summer season just catching up. So again, you're gonna start seeing lines again for some of these rides now that the summer's on. There's a couple more of those paddings that allow this fence to stay up, laid out right here. So it seems like they're ready to expand this out more, presumably to eventually start construction. I find it interesting that of a lot of the things that they took out, East Coasters is still there. So they could revive East Coasters in a couple of years to be a whole new shop for whatever this new coaster is. Or it would be tied into maybe a whole nother new area outside of the 2026 coaster. So again, my personal prediction is that they're going to actually have this coaster be in the boardwalk, and they're going to build out the boardwalk section or change up the theme of the boardwalk section before they turn to the Ka area with the brand new theme and coaster with that to go into that. But again, who knows? That's my hopeful wish that they do, but you never know. And that piece of Kingda Ka is still there. Still is there, which is crazy to see. That's actually a piece of the spiral. I can't tell if it's the spiral up or down, but it's one of them nonetheless. Somehow I've never gotten this, but right now they actually have two pieces of the vertical loop from Lantern left over as well. It's pretty harrowing. I mean, at the same time too, it's crazy to see this entire plot just flattened out like a pancake. And then there's just, I'm assuming that's staff parking back there that they're using for the time being. It's crazy to see it like this. It's very weird too. And here we are at the Wild Safari, and for a weekday, it's actually pretty good. Pretty good crowds. Here we are in Wild Safari Camp, base camp. Quite a bit has changed since the last time we were here, so let's check it out. Looks like these 3 cages are finally officially done, and they each have a bird inside too, which is really cool. I love that. Apparently this bird can laugh. I'm not gonna attempt it, but it seems like it's just relaxing on the rope right now. This guy's definitely new. The monitor, definitely new. Never seen him around. This guy, wow. Oh, yes, he's a little camera shy, that's okay. That's cool. But they got a monitor in here.
Oh my goodness, look at the size of the thing. You got a nice birthday, Mom.
Looks like this python's in the middle of shedding skin, which is really unique to see. Now, right next to the reptile house, they have this whole open area here. We're actually gonna go in and check out right now. They have a cavey here. I have no idea what that is. I don't even think he's out right now unless he's in the shade. But they look like a dog in a way. Looks like they have a baby too. That's a little guy. Hello, Fred. Hello, Wilma. This is their new home. It's right next to the station for the Safari Off-Road Adventure, and even the Aldebra Island sign made it over here in honor of their former home in the Golden Kingdom, which is awesome. I think now is a good time we make our way onto the safari after exploring the base camp for a little bit and its upgrades as well. So let's get a ride in on the safari and see what we can find.
To help stabilize themselves when they run incredible speeds. Now hanging out here on our left in this water are going to be two of our female Roosevelt elk. The males are going to have magnificent antlers. Now the Roosevelt elk are named after Theodore Roosevelt, who not only was one of our presidents, but is often considered the father of conservation. He founded our national park system, and in doing so set aside over 200,000 acres of land for our wildlife to roam free. Now they look very similar to the New Jersey native white-tailed deer, except they will retain their spots all the way into adulthood. Little babies with those bright orange coats, and as they get older, when they reach around 6 months, they start to shed that coat and get the dark brown color that our adults have. Now the adults are looking a little bit shaggy right now, and that's because they're shedding their winter coat. That winter coat is incredibly woolly and thick, and it helps protect them from those elements, including the snow. It does such a good job protecting them from the snow that instead of melting on their back, that snow will just pile up to 3 feet on their back. And if we keep value, but that is simply not true. It is the same stuff as our hair. Now, just up ahead, hanging out in the water, are going to be our Asian water buffalo. This is right. Well, they're not really they're not really friendly, and they're certainly not horses. They're actually more closely related to donkeys, and they're very temperamental. They've actually never been successfully domesticated. You'll never see someone riding the back of a zebra. They're just far too feisty to ever let that happen. And as I mentioned, you're going to get a better look at those rhinos. Now, an ostrich's egg is incredibly tough. It will not break even if you stand on it. They're also incredibly heavy. They weigh up to 3 pounds. That is the equivalent of 24 chicken eggs, so one shell of a breakfast. Across the continent in search for better land with more food and water. And this migration is so large, so great that you can actually see it from outer space. Only 7. Each single vertebrate is about a foot long. And those long necks released into the wild in the year 2016. 25 were released, and only 9 years later, there were over 600 of them. And get them reintroduced into the wild. Spent actually catching that food, they will gorge themselves up to 70 pounds in a single meal to maintain energy for up to many weeks. A very interesting stature. They sort of stand at a bit of a slant. That's because their hind legs are longer than their forelimbs, which allows them to run and gallop very far and very fast. They also have elongated hooves, which allows them to run through the water without slowing down very much. done learning how to be a bear, so he's still learning a thing or two from Mama. Now, I mentioned that those black bears are excellent climbers with those curved paws. I still tell she's a cub by those white patches on her sides. They keep those patches until they become adults, at which point they fade. And Stan's a very friendly bear. He loves the attention from humans. His mother wasn't quite ready to take care of her young, so he was raised by humans. So he's a very friendly bear, but he never quite learned those bear skills that are necessary to hang out with the other bears. So he has his own private estate. All in all, a mother kangaroo can take care of 3 babies at once, 1 in her belly, 1 in her pouch, and 1 that is nursing. In the end of that movie with those velociraptors, they actually recorded emus and used them in motion capture for the movement of those velociraptors. That population of Siberian tigers by 1%. There was 500 of these beautiful creatures left out there. So their conservation is super important. So large litters being born like this one are super helpful for helping that raise that Siberian tiger population. So good job, Mom. Proud on this rock. How's the view up there? Oh, I'm sure she's loved it. When they run, climb, and swing on various equipment, including these enrichment pieces, which consist of recycled materials, including tire swings, ropes, and fire hoses. And down here, closer to our truck, we've got our yaks. Now, yaks are what we call beasts of burden because they're used domestically for just about whatever they can offer. And this includes their fur, their milk, their meat, and they're also pack animals, so much like those llamas we saw before. People bring yaks with them to carry stuff in their bags. On the top of it was cut off and given to our baboons for them to hang around. Six Flags is big on recycling materials as well as conservation. In fact, since the year 2019, the entire park has been running strictly on solar power, which I find super impressive. Now, unfortunately, our tour is to an end, and as we approach our station, where I believe we'll be seeing the most scary animals of them all, the humans. But before we get there, be sure to wave bye to our final gate guard, and be sure to remain in your seats with those seatbelts fastened until we do arrive at the station and come to a full and complete stop, and that all clear is given. And if you look to your right, you're going to be seeing a banner that is advertising that Save an Icon program that I mentioned earlier. At our Safari Outfitter shop, you can purchase one of these $5 pins, and all proceeds go to the Wildlife Conservation Network and help fund the conservation of important animals. Since we started this program in the year 2019, we've already raised over $100,000. So not only would you help contribute to this growing fund.
Alrighty, we're now walking back to the park after getting a ride in on the Safari Off-Road Adventure at the Wild Safari Base Camp, which was incredible as always. I actually really much prefer having to go out here to ride the safari, so that way you get the full ride rather than getting a modified version when it was in the park before. This is way better. I love this. It's not something I'll do obviously every single time because it is a hike each and every single time, but it is a nice walk, I will say, to go from here and then make your way all the way back to the park. It's very nice, actually. I really enjoy the walk. It's maybe about, if you go with like a brisk pace, maybe 10 minutes. So it's not really that bad of a hike to get there. And I can see myself doing this hike a couple more times throughout the season, knowing that this next coaster is probably going to take up this space here that is highlighted in this black and chain link fence. So obviously this is the whole, we will wait and see. But as for Sora, it's incredible as always. And now we're magically back at the front of the park, and we're gonna go right back in and get some re-rides on some rides. I did not get on Nitro earlier, so we're gonna get on Nitro for sure and get on some other great coasters again, maybe get some more flash rides depending how that line looks. Let's go. They've also added a re-entry sign here so that you know where to re-enter from into the park. All right, let's get a ride on Nitro. Looks like they're only using 2 trains today, which is not too bad actually. I think that's pretty fine for me because this line is essentially a station wait. They're actually running 3 trains because that must be the D train. Yeah, they're thinking about putting the D train back on, which is awesome to see. Wow, this thing's running fast. One Nitro ride, I mean, this thing is so good in the back. You can't really get anything better than this hyper coaster right here. It is amazing. It is running so fast. The C train is insanely quick too. So a ride you definitely don't want to skip out on. I always do it every time I'm here when it's open because my gosh, it's that good. And this is also the first time I am seeing the Jersey Devil Barbecue open. That's right, it is officially open, which is awesome. They have this light out sign right here, signifies that it is open. Get your stuff at the Jersey Devil Barbecue. And they got some pretty good looking stuff too. I'm probably gonna get something from here since I'm here, just try it out. So Jersey Devil Barbecue has this chicken bacon ranch sandwich, and it looks pretty good. Like, it looks really good. Oh my god, the bun's hot. The bun is hot. So, oh, this looks so good. I'm gonna dig into this and get back to you with some sort of review, especially with this new menu here at Jersey Devil Barbecue. I'm really enticed. That sandwich was low-key really good. If you are around by Nitro and Jersey Devil, go to the Jersey Devil Barbecue and really get the crispy chicken sandwich. It's probably my favorite thing on the menu, although that's the only thing I've had on the menu so far, but that was really good. One of my favorite things I've had in the park for sure. That was delicious. After Jersey Devil Barbecue, I went around one more time. This time I got in the B train, and let me tell you something, that B train is not good at all. It is not in great condition. I wonder if that the D train that's in the reserve now is actually what's going to replace the B train, because that B train is not only running shaky, it's running kind of rough. It's not comfortable at all. So AC and D trains are like the best trains right now, and the B train is just the odd one out. B train is not running good. Usually I'll use the flash reserve I have with my membership to get on Jersey Devil, and that's what we are gonna do. It actually looks like we got a bit of a line, so we'll make the most of what we can. Devil in 90-degree weather is running outstanding. It is fast. It might not look as cartoonishly fast as Wonder Woman, but it is running fast. Great airtime, great speed. I was in car 9, which is towards the back. It's not the very back, but it's towards the back, which I will gladly take. It's running great. It's really running great. Time is about 5:40. Let's do a quick check-in on the time frame. Water rides to be expected is at about an hour. Nitro is definitely not a 60-minute wait. I was over there about 20 minutes ago. That definitely is not the case. Giant Wheels about right. Toro's at 5, 20 minutes for Sawmill, nothing for Skull, nothing for Harley, 10 for Houdini, I kind of believe that. 25 for Sky, 30 for Superman, I'm surprised that went up. 15 for Devil, that's about right. 10 for Dark Knight. Justice League is delayed. Medusa's 15, Flash is 30. Interesting. Very interesting times. I can make this in every visit occurrence if I can, but we'll go on Mine Train. Never come see it again. So please make sure everything's to the far right side of the train and get ready to ride the oldest roller coaster in the welcome back here. So we got to get back right. The train's up there. So it's pretty tough. You guys exit right. The train to the back. Again, get exit right. Runway Mine Train's looking really good. It's ran pretty well. It's in car on row 8, which is like the third car. Back at third car, it's pretty good. Definitely the best family coaster in the park for sure. It's a good amount of fun for everybody, I think. It's got some rough patches, but then again, this thing is 51 years old almost. So that's gonna happen. But there's the B train, which is vibing. C train's the only one in the course right now, but that's okay. It'll probably be back on 2 very soon. Back at Toro. Let's see how much more faster this thing is now that it is approximately 6 o'clock. Well, this is unfortunate. I only got one ride in row 18, which is still a great ride, but the roller coaster went down because of weather. So they are sending a blank because there's people on the other train. And that's, I guess, one way to cut a day short, but here we are. Definitely unfortunate. There's a storm over there. It does not look pretty at all. But we are gonna probably just make our way out at this point because I don't think it's gonna get really any better. Storm said it was gonna get here by 7:30, but long and behold, it's 6:15. Park closed at 8 anyway, so I wouldn't be half surprised if they close early today. But if this is how the day ends, also say this is a success. We got about 3 rides on Toro. We got 2 on Nitro, 2 on just about everything else. I mean, we did really well today. That is an ugly storm. Yikes. At least in this weather, you get really clear views of the giant wheel. Looks great. Fountain gone burr! Fountain gone burr! Oh my goodness! Fountain has gone crazy! Oh my god! Jesus Christmas! Alright. Nobody hurt you, dude. Why are you doing this? Oh guys, look! I found the stroke of lightning during this storm. Ain't that something? Yeah, this is getting rainy, windy. It'll probably get thundery soon, but we're getting out of here. We'll be back here another time. And this is not the way I wanted the day to end, but we're gonna get to the car and get on out of here. So don't forget, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Always at your house. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you all in the park.